Welcome to the Profitpreneur Power Play Podcast, your daily dose of strategies, insights, and action steps to grow your business and build your freedom. It's time to stop playing small and start making power plays.
All right. Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday, hump day. I'm really excited to jump into everything today. So let's do it. All right. So everyone says they're going to work on their business as soon as they find the time. I didn't know time was hiding. Okay. So today's guest, though, is here to tell you the truth. You don't find time. What do you do? Well, we're going to ask Dr. Bob Clarke, who spent over 30 years running IVF labs, helping create over 30,000 babies while building his online business on the side. He became a six-figure earner in both healthcare and online marketing. He retired from healthcare years ahead of schedule, and now he leads the Part-Time Prosperity Tribe, which helps entrepreneurs build real freedom without the burnout. So his topic today is the myth of finding time, because the clock isn't the problem. So let's bring Bob out right now. Hey, Bob.
Hey, Val, that's a great lead-in. That was perfect.
Awesome. Well, I got my notes. I'm ready to go. So I'm going to clear out of here, and I'm really excited to hear what you have to say.
All right, let's go. Let's go. What's up, everybody? What's going on? This is one of my favorite topics. Anything I do related to time, I find is really popular with my tribe, because here's the thing. Pretty much everybody I've ever worked with or talked to who were time challenged in their business, their primary complaint is, I don't have enough time. And my go-to response is, yes, you do. You just don't know where to find it. And usually I get a lot of perplexed answers, sometimes angry looks on their face, right? But it's true. It's true. And so there's a whole myth about finding time. I remember when I first started my business, I had only weekends to work my business pretty much. And I would always say, you know what, Saturday, I'm going to have a 2, 3, 4 hour window and I'm going to crush it, right? I'm going to just do so much work in my business that, I'm going to crush it. And what ended up happening almost every time was that block of time that I had set aside got torn apart, right? Somebody wanted something from me. I had to drive somebody somewhere. Something came up with the family. I wasn't feeling well. Something always seemed to come up that tore that time block apart. And it was really frustrating. And so I would go to the same go-to responses. You know what? I just don't have the time. And one of my coaches was the one who kind of set me straight. And since then, I've kind of made time and finding time to be one of the things that I really dig deep on it and help people with. So reality is, if you're waiting to find the time for your business, you'll be waiting forever. You'll be waiting forever. Because most people assume that a lack of time is a barrier, but it's not. It's not. People lack structure, and they lack the clarity to understand where the time that they do have, where it's going. And that's what I help them with. What I help them with is finding time pockets, not just time. So what's a time pocket? A time pocket, I've talked about this before, but I'll review it again. A time pocket are those 15 to 30 minute little fragments of time in your day that you're wasting. You're not using them, or you're not using them effectively. And in fact, most people don't use them at all for their business because most people are not aware of them. Those are the times, the times waiting at the doctor's office, the times waiting for your kids to come out of school, the times waiting, or the time that you have for your lunch hour at work, or the 15-minute break at work, or even the commute to and from work, right? Those can be time pockets. And the productive people, the really productive people in the world, especially entrepreneurs, they are really good at finding these time pockets and using them effectively. So here's the lie that we've all been sold about time. It's that when things slow down, I'll get to work in my business, right? When work slows down, after the holidays, right? We're coming up on the holidays. After the holidays are done, I'll focus in on my business. When life settles down, right? When does that happen, right? But I've heard people say that. You know what? My life is crazy right now. When it settles down, then I'll have time for my business. And the reality is that nothing ever settles down. Time never really frees itself up. So while you're waiting for this perfect window of time to appear, it's really, to me, it's just a form of avoidance. It's an excuse. And when I say that, people get angry at me, but it really is the truth. It's a cop-out, right? When the holidays are over, I'll get to work. That's a cop-out. You can get to work and enjoy your holidays. You can do it. I've done it. I still do it. The reality is that the perfect time to grow your business is not coming. I hate to break it to you, it's not coming, but the pockets of time that you need to grow your business, they're already there. They're already there. So kind of the big reframe you need to do is, instead of saying, I don't have enough time, you reframe that to, I'm not capturing the time that I have. Right? Because you don't really need hours, you just need the structure. You need to be smart enough to identify where these little time pockets are in your day, and they're different for many people, right? But you got to identify them, and then you have to learn how to use those effectively for your business. So what I've found after working with so many people, and we do a time audit, and we look at their actual, where they're spending each hour of their day over a week, a typical week. And what I found is that most people have about 60 to 90 minutes, about an hour to an hour and a half a day that they're not using strategically. They're just wasting. And imagine if you could put that to work. If you could, even an hour a day, right? Maybe you've identified 4 different time pockets in your day, 15 minutes each. That's an hour. If you did an hour, even an hour a day in your business, do you know how different your business would look after 90 days, 6 months, a year? But most people just wait, right? They're waiting for the right time. And it's so sad to me because I see it and I know what's happening, but sometimes I just can't convince them that's the right thing, but that's a different story. So, all right. What can you do today to create time? Well, I urge you to do your own time audit, right? Take a typical week, and maybe on your phone, your notes app on your phone, or a little notebook that you have, whatever. Take it around with you, and start identifying where you're spending your time, and avoid the trap of, okay, well, from 9 to 5 I was at work. Because I'm betting that within that 9 to 5 work time, that you have breaks, that you have lunchtime, that you have time that you're wasting, that you could be using for your business. So try to get really granular with it and very specific. Now, after you've done that, take a look at it. And here's a tip that I haven't really shared with many people. This is what I do, is I take my time audit that I've written down, I copy it into AI. I use ChatGPT, but any AI, and I ask it to analyze my time and find these little time pockets. And I tell it what time pockets are, right? So I say, okay, here's my time audit for the last week. Pick out or try to find some consistent 15 to 30 minute periods of time that I'm wasting in my life. And it works really well. It's really solid. So before AI, we had to visually look at it and try to find it ourselves. Now with AI, they can find these time pockets for you. And it's really, really interesting when you do that. So once you identify maybe 2 or 3 of these time pockets in your day, right? And And here's another way that you can kind of tell that it's a time pocket. If you're scrolling on your phone, if you're scrolling on social media, if you're checking and rechecking email, chances are that that's a time pocket because you could be using that time in a much better way than that. Okay. Once you've found them, reclaim one of them. Reclaim meaning I'm going to use that time for my business. Start with one. You can build up later, but start with one, say 15-minute time pocket, and figure out ahead of time, okay, if I have 15 minutes in my business, what could I do to use that time most effectively? What would it be? And I just check. Sorry, I got a message here. Make sure it's not anybody. Yeah, I was afraid it was Valerie telling me she couldn't hear me, so I just wanted to make sure. So reclaim one of those time pockets and think ahead of time. Okay, when I get that time, what will I do to use it most effectively for my business? And it's not going to be okay. Thank you, Val. It's not going to be scrolling social media. It's not going to be checking your emails. It's not going to be working on the design of your blog header, right? That's not going to be the best use of those 15 minutes. It's going to be something like, hey, I'm going to reach out to one person or two people on social media who I've wanted to reach out to about, what's going on in their business and how things are going, or if they're interested in starting a business, right? I'm going to reach out to 1 to 2 people. What a great use of those 15 minutes. Even if you get solid no's, right? But you did it. And we all know that the more no's you get, the yeses are coming, right? So if you take that time to reach out to people, you're way ahead of the game. Way ahead of the game. Maybe you want to use that 15 minutes to create and publish a really good social media post, one that will educate people or entertain them, or get some attention, get some interaction going on, so you can answer some comments and maybe reach out privately. That's a great use of your time. If you have an email list, writing an email in those 15 minutes is a great use of your time. Okay, so the key to it is planning ahead so that when that 15-minute time pocket comes, you don't just freeze, right? I just posted on Facebook yesterday. One of the best things you can do for productivity in your business and in your life is prepare for it the night before. So every night, almost every night when I go to bed, I've got a little sticky note like this, right? You see that? Like that, a little sticky note. And on that sticky note, I just write down the top 1, 2, 3 things that I really want to get done the next day. That's preparation for the next day. That's a key to productivity. It's one of the best tips that people give for that is preparing the night before. It's the same thing here, right? Have a list of what you could do in 15 to 30 minutes for your business, ready to go, so that when that time pocket pops up, you can nail it. Right? You can do something productive with it and not just spend 5 minutes of that 15 minutes thinking of what to do. You don't want to do that, right? You want to be ready. Okay, so I hope that's helped you out. Let's wrap it up with this. Really successful entrepreneurs don't find time. They don't create time, right? They capture it and they convert it to something useful. They use it effectively. Right? It's one of the biggest differences, I think, between amateurs and professionals. Amateurs are the ones who are saying, I don't have the time. It's not fair, right? It's not fair that I have to work all day and then try to build my business. It's not fair that I have to homeschool my kids and try to find time in between that and taking care of the family to grow a business. It's not fair. That's amateur. Professionals are, okay, this is realistically what I've got going on in my life. And here's some little bits of time that I can use to work my business. That's what professionals say. Okay, so I used to think that time was my enemy, right? Because it was so short for me. I worked healthcare, right? Worked 12, 14-hour days. Sometimes didn't even get 2 days off a week. So, I used to think time was my enemy. But what I realized is that quantity of time doesn't matter. It's the quality. It's what you do with even the small time pockets that you have that will make or break your business, quite frankly. So I'll leave you with this. It's a quote that I saw that I really like. It says, time isn't an obstacle. Time is an opportunity when you decide to take control of it. I just think that's so powerful. All right, Val, with that, I'll bring you back in and see what you got.
That's awesome. And I love that quote. I'm gonna have to I had to listen to it again so I can put it into the comments too.
Yeah. I found that it's like, that's perfect. That's a perfect quote.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. This is so good, and especially to talk about it right now towards the end of the year. Like you said, a lot of people say, I'll wait till after the holidays and once everything dies down and all of that. But I think if you're feeling like your life is kind of crazy, that's the exact reason why you need to get started figuring out what to do now, like right now, so that it can stop being crazy. It's not going to stop until you stop it. You have to stop it with something different. Right. And to be able to really think about time. I noticed with some of my coaching clients, I've had them do somewhat of a time audit too. And they either, once you really think about everything you do in a typical day, they're either missing some hours there, or they got too many. It's just like, whoa, what are you doing in a day? And it helps us to either take some things off their plate or to look for where's this missing time, because that's probably wasted time, right, that you're not accounting for. So I really love this, and I know it's going to help a lot of folks. So thank you so much, Bob.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so here's the truth, you guys. You are never going to magically find time, right? You can find your keys, you can find your phone, but you do not find extra minutes and hours hiding in your couch cushions, right? Successful entrepreneurs prioritize, we simplify, and we choose consistency over the convenience, because we know that will create what we're looking to have in life. So inside of our Profitpreneur membership and community, we help you to build the systems, the structure, and the habits that protect your time instead of draining it, so your business finally fits into your life instead of fighting against it. Okay, so go ahead and start that 14-day trial. You'll see a link inside the description box, because you don't need more hours. You just need a better plan, and we're here to help you with that. Thank you guys so much for hanging with us, and we'll see you back here again, same time, same channel tomorrow.
Bye, guys.